Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hustlers, makers, and content creators, welcome to another live stream. But you notice that it's not Sunday, it's the day before Turkey Day, and I wanted to take advantage of this little, I'm in a different spot. I'm actually in a little workroom underneath a cafe that's construction going on upstairs, but I was just live streaming on the TubeBuddy channel, and I thought I would take this opportunity to come on a live stream on my channel because I don't have internet where I am, and I don't know when I'm going to be able to live stream again. So I wanted to come on for a little bit, answer some questions, say hello to everybody, see how everybody's doing, see how everybody is holding up wherever you are in the world. So let's start with that. Where are you at in the world right now? Where are you at? Where you're watching from, and how you doing? I hope you're doing well. And before we get into any of this, I want to say today's stream is brought to you by TubeBuddy, the #1 browser plugin and growth app for YouTubers. Per usual, I know you have it, but in case you don't, there's a link down in the description below in case you're trying to figure out which tools you need to help you succeed on YouTube. TubeBuddy is a fantastic tool, teaches you how to do that. And today's stream is also brought to you by StreamYard. That is what I am live streaming with. That is what I'm putting these cool graphics on the screen with. So if you want StreamYard, you can download StreamYard, or you can go to StreamYardFree.com and you can live stream for free using StreamYard, and you can bring guests onto your show. So how's everybody doing? I'm going to jump to the chat here, see what's going on. We got the first super chat of the day from El Jefe Reviews. Says, some D in the morning, never hurt anyone. Happy turkey, or happy day before Turkey Day, brother. And of course, it's going to lead us to some super funk right out of the gate, some $10 funk. Kicking off this live stream right. Super chat. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, man. Hope you're doing well. Big hugs. Give Paloma a huge, big hug for me. Wow, chiming in from Saudi Arabia. That's pretty cool, man. How are things there? We got somebody in from Bangladesh. How's it going? Sweeney Dunson, man. How you doing? Scully's House of Thriller. How you doing? Sammy says, I like the setup. So for those of you who are curious about where I'm streaming right now, head over to my Twitter account and let me put my Twitter handle. So this is my Twitter handle, @DNiman. Go there, look at one of my latest tweets. I have a video showing where I walk down into this, and I've got a picture of the desk that I'm actually streaming on. It's literally like a little work closet with a desk in it. The owner of the condo that I'm renting right now is allowing me to use this because we can't get internet in the condo that we're staying in. So go check that out. It's quite fun. It's literally like a work closet. It's pretty funny, but I get internet here and a desk. So here we are. The show must go on. Oh man. How's it going, Scully? Nice to see you. Let's see who else is in here. Oh, how's it going? Gulf Coast Granny. How you doing? Happy Thanksgiving. Super chat. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Eat a lot of turkey, get tired, eat some pumpkin pie, eat some mashed potatoes, all that other good stuff. Beanie Draws, how you doing, sir? Plot twist. He's actually streaming from a jail cell. Possibly that, you know, as long as they give me some gear or at least a phone to stream with, something, I don't care. Actually, I would care. That'd be terrible. But yeah, I'd make it happen. Hey, James, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. Joe, what's going on, brother? Hope you were doing well. Happy Thanksgiving to you and to yours. Hope you were doing well. Baking with Charlene. How you doing? Look at this. Do you like Metallica? Yeah. So I'm old, right? So Ride the Lightning, Metallica. My opinion, Master of Puppets is hands down the best Metallica album they ever made. Master of Puppets, for me, there's nothing better than Master of Puppets. I think it's a masterpiece, start to finish. Adapt and overcome the situation. Yep, there you go. There you go. Adapt. One of Gaming, how you doing? It says, great stream over on the TubeBuddy channel. Yeah, so yeah, those of you who don't know, Daniel Patel and I just did our monthly live stream for the Daniel and D show over on the TubeBuddy channel. We had guest Roger Wakefield on there, who's just seeing explosive growth right now. And he was just sharing some of the things that he's done on his channel and talked about his experience and his journey along the way. This will be available for replay. It's probably processing right now. It might be available now. Definitely something you want to check out. Yeah, Joe, this is totally an unannounced thing. It's just because I have this location for a couple of hours. I just thought I would use it to go live. Not even that long. I actually got to be out of here in a little bit. But I thought I would just take advantage of it until they kick me out, which is going to be soon. Cosmic W, how you doing? Chiming in from Australia. Hope you're doing well in Australia. Let's see. Scrolling through the chat here. Oh, you missed this in the replay. Do you speak Spanish? Not enough. I speak enough Spanish to get around. Like I can order food, I can go to the bathroom, I can get in an Uber and tell them where I want to go and stuff like that. But in terms of conversational Spanish, no, absolutely not. Unfortunately, because of COVID and everything that's happening here, we haven't had a chance to actually practice. We've been here for like 8 months or something, and we haven't really had a chance to practice. Under normal circumstances, if you put me in a country for 8 months, I'm probably going to have a pretty good, decent grasp of the language. But in this situation, we've been inside for the most part. Trinidad, right on, man. Ultimate Bomb gets the shout out. Ultimate Bomb, how you doing, man? Where are you from? Hope you're doing well. Susie Valentine. Hey, Susie, how you doing? Hope you were doing well. So I'm going to answer some questions. So if you do have a question, head down to the form down there. Look, I can't answer a lot of questions today because the time, this location here is limited. So I'm going to plow through these. If you do have a question, there's a link down in the form. Head down there and watch that. I actually met Metallica back in '98. Wow, I bet that was awesome, man. Cool dudes. It was when Jason Newsted was still the bassist. Awesome, man. Awesome. New Zealand. Man, I didn't know you were in New Zealand. Hey, listen, one of the things that I want to do when COVID is over is come to New Zealand. I want to go to southern New Zealand. I want to, rent a van and do the whole camping thing and see the southern lights. I've been to Iceland and I've seen the northern lights. And I've done all of that. I want to go to New Zealand and do that. So maybe when that happens, man, maybe we can meet up there and have a coffee or something. That'd be fantastic. Hey, the freaking Nimmin, good morning again. Good morning. The car detailing channel. How you doing, man? Puerto Rico in the house, man. Right on. Thanks to you, I'm still using Video Leap, and I love it. There you go, man. I'm glad it's working out for you. There you go, right there. There's a link in the form that's going to open up that form right there. All right, so I'm going to plow into these questions because my time here is incredibly limited. They will boot me out of here eventually. So if you do need to, buddy, there's a link below where you can type this in. If you need StreamYard, right here, StreamYardFree.com. And since we mentioned Video Leap, you can get Video Leap down in the description as well. And I have a video coming on Video Leap. A lot of people are downloading Video Leap and they're like, hey, it's not free. You said it's free. I've got a video showing you how to use it for free because a lot of people are missing something very important. They put in Video Leap and it opens an ad that makes it look like you have to pay. But what you're missing is up in the top left-hand corner, there's a tiny little X that closes that ad and then you can use it for free as long as you don't use one of their premium features. And they've got all of the premium features actually labeled. So you just don't use those and you can totally use it for free without a watermark. All right. So I'm going to jump right into this. I use Video Leap to edit my shorts. Yeah, so all of my TikToks have been done on Video Leap. All of my TikToks have been done on Video Leap. I love it for that. All right, so first question from Lucy Trainbow says, how did you grow your channel? Okay, well, that's a huge answer, but I'm going to simplify it by stating that when I came into YouTube, I had a target audience in mind. I did a lot of research and I figured out that there weren't a lot of people out there who were making content for people who were trying to YouTube on their phone. So I thought that would be a great tip, or a great start. So I started with knowing exactly who I wanted to make videos for, and then I started making videos for those people, video after video. Here's tips on how to shoot better video. Here's how you make a thumbnail. Here's how you do XYZ on your phone. Right? All of my videos are to help mobile content creators. So that's how I started. In terms of my inspiration, it came from my brother, Nick Nimmin. But here's the thing. If you know who you're making videos for and you make videos to help them or entertain them or inspire them in some way, as long as you stick with this, as long as you learn from your mistakes, as long as you pay attention to your analytics to find out what's working and what's not working, and you do more of what's working, it's a matter of time. I like to think of YouTube as, look at the Grand Canyon, right? Or look at any rock formation that has just been dug out by water. It didn't happen overnight, but if the water didn't stop, the water kept going and it will erode the rock. As long as you don't quit and you keep going and you keep learning, you're going to get to where you want to go. And that applies to everything, not just YouTube. Those who quit, they never get there. Those who don't learn along the way, you're probably not going to get there. But if you never stop, if you learn along the way, it's water digging through a rock. It just takes time. Next question from Wanted Gaming. I started making content on a new game, and I'm trying to figure out how to make videos for playlist. I can't think of any ideas. And how many videos is recommended for a playlist? I would say if you're going to start a playlist, I would at least put 2 videos in there. In terms of ideas, look, man, you have to reverse engineer your game, reverse engineer everything that's going on with your game. I don't know what game you're playing, but if there's maps involved, if there's characters involved, you can make a playlist dedicated to characters, right? Or weapons. So every single video is about a particular character, and you talk about the pros and the cons and the weaknesses and the strengths of each character. And you could build out an entire playlist based on those characters. Or if the character, depending on your game, if the character is really complex, you could build out an entire playlist just on one particular character, or different maps, different scenes, different levels. So you're going to have to reverse engineer everything that's happening with the game and what people would want to know about that game. Next question comes from Sakamine, who says, what kind of games do you like? Maybe you should start adding some mobile gaming to your channel. Okay, I'm not a gamer, right? So I grew up in the age of the original Nintendo. Actually, I grew up with Atari and Commodore and all that stuff, playing Pac-Man and Space Invaders. In terms of home gaming, I like old school Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong, Contra, Legend of Zelda, that sort of thing. Modern games, Call of Duty, Half-Life. I do have Among Us on my phone, but I just can't get into it. So I've considered adding some mobile gaming stuff to the channel, but I'm just not sure if that's the direction that I want to head, because once I start doing mobile gaming like that, I can't continue to do mobile gaming. Like I can throw out a video here or there, but I don't want to do too much with mobile gaming because the majority of my audience is not interested in that, right? And I've already segmented my audience by making Android videos and iPhone videos. So that's one segmentation. I don't want to do it again. So you got Android gamers, iPhone gamers, then you have people who are not gamers, right? So every time I do that, I segment my audience. But I have a couple of ideas just to help you guys, but I don't want to go too heavy on that. By the way, if someone is successful in mobile gaming, there's a huge opportunity on YouTube right now. I'm not going to do it. I mean, I might make a couple of videos, but I can't be the person for mobile gaming, right? But there's a huge opportunity for somebody to do that, so get on it. Next question here. Hey, John. By the way, John, I do want to thank you so much for the super kind Twitter tweet, the super kind video tweet that you did. So I saw the tweet, and then I ended up having a phone update, and it was just buried in Twitter. I was actually going to send you a message on that. I just haven't gotten to it yet, so I'll just thank you here in front of everybody. John sent me an amazing, super friendly, super kind, super warm video on Twitter, man. That was much appreciated, and it was actually, the timing was perfect for that. I was having a crappy day, and that video really cheered me up. So thank you. Thank you for that, man. I really appreciate it. There's Slipper. How you doing? Nice to see you in here. Morning, afternoon? I don't even know. I don't know what time it is. All right, next question. The car detailing channel. Why does it take longer for some videos to take off? Sometimes I'll upload something and it will hardly get any views. And just as I've given up on the video, it starts to get views 2 weeks later. So what happens when you upload a video is YouTube is collecting data on that video. Right. And it could be because the video uploads and people are not, your subscribers aren't watching it. YouTube doesn't have a lot of data on that video just yet. And every single channel in here, you upload a video and YouTube is immediately trying to test that video in front of a different audience. What happens next is really important, because if maybe that audience is just 5 people, right? This is what impressions is. If you look inside of your analytics and you look at your click-through rate, you're going to see impressions. Impressions is how many people YouTube actually showed your video to, right? So if you're curious, how many people are actually looking at my video without clicking on it, that would be impressions. Look at that number. So what could be happening is you upload a video and YouTube shows it to be, it could be 5 people, right? Just a small group. But if they don't respond positively, they're going to stop showing it to people, right? And it kills the video off. After 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a couple of months or whatever, people do trickle in over time, and then maybe YouTube has enough data on that video to make sure that the right audience is shown that video. So that could be the reason why there's a delay in that video actually taking off. John says, you're welcome. Dee, I'm very thankful for your hard work. I appreciate you too, man. I appreciate you too. I appreciate all you guys. You don't even know how much I appreciate you guys. Like I know the world is crazy right now. Depending on where you are in the world, depending on the state that you live in and the area that you live in, some people have had a more difficult time than others with COVID. Some people are on strict lockdown. Some people haven't been locked down at all. So I know there's a lot of people struggling right now, but believe me when I tell you that the emails, the positive messages I get from you guys, the positive comments, like that stuff, I haven't been home. So I've been in Mexico since March. You know, I live in Thailand. I've been stranded in a foreign country. I'm not complaining. I've been stranded in a foreign country since March, and it's been trying. It's been very difficult. And your messages and all that stuff, man, it's really helped get me through. So thank you to everyone who's sent those messages to me. I appreciate it. I was going somewhere. Oh yeah. Next question here. So I got the car detailing channel. Yeah, you know, YouTube has to collect data on a video, and that's what's happening there. Next question, Flower Girl, VJV. He says, no real question, but I'm here to tell you I have 100 subscribers. Congratulations, because I took you and your brother's advice. Thank you so much, and I can't wait until 200 yet again to thank you. Hey, congratulations. Make sure you go claim your custom URL so you can have youtube.com/your name. If you don't know how to do that, just go to YouTube and how to claim my custom URL, or you can look for that on Google. It's really easy to do. Congratulations. Next question from EJ, Brad, and Kai. What are the rules for filming in a place like Las Vegas and you happen to walk through or randomly copyrighted music starts playing in the background? Okay, a lot of people get hit on this. So if you're outside, if you're in Las Vegas, if you're walking down the street or you walk past a restaurant or a bar or a casino and there's music playing in the background and that music ends up in your video, you can get a copyright claim or a copyright strike. So you do not want music that you do not have the license to use or the rights to use, or you have permission to use. If it shows up in your video, you are at risk of getting a claim or a strike. So you don't want to use it. Right? Overdub it with some other music. Get music from YouTube Audio Library or from Epidemic Sound or Music Bed or Licked or something like that. But you do run the risk, and you probably will get hit. Even if a car drives by and they're blasting music in the car and YouTube hears that, yeah, you can get hit on that. So don't do it. Don't you do it. Unless you're okay with getting a claim. Unless you're okay with that. Next question from Matt Troyce, Keto and Wrestling. How you doing, man? I recently started to go somewhat viral on TikTok. Right on, man. Now I literally can't keep up with all the comments. Even just liking someone's comment takes hours, or liking all the comments takes hours. How do you balance liking and responding to comments at large volume? You don't. So, you know, everybody in here, every single creator in here will get to a point to where your comments will overwhelm you. All you can do is just do your best. Well, you can do 2 things. One, you can do your best. You can reply to the way I address it now, and I'm thousands of comments behind right now, and they just keep, I think I got 15,000 comments last month, or the month before that too. What you need to do is, I give effort to the people who give effort, right? So if you're just like, if you have a question or you leave like a real comment, something you put thought into, I'm going to reply to that. But if you're just like, hi, I might say hi, but I'm probably just going to give you a heart at this point. When my channel was earlier, when my channel was new and I had time, yeah, I could answer all of those things. But like now, you know, 15,000 plus comments a month, that's just on YouTube. So now I've got TikTok comments, I've got Twitter replies. I try to handle DMs when I can. You're going to lose control of it. So do the best you can, like the ones that you can, heart the ones that you can. I just think of it as I put effort in when they put effort in. Everybody else gets a heart. You will get backlogged. Another thing you can do, which I have not done, I might do this in the future just to help me out, is some people hire a team, or just start with one person to hire you. If you're making money, once you get to the point where you're making money and this is a business, you can hire somebody and bring them on, not so much to answer the questions for you. You can always answer those yourself, but to give the hearts, to give the thumbs up, to give the simple things that you don't have the time for, right? So you want to make sure you get to everybody. So you can't do it by yourself. Do the best you can. Do the best you can, man. That's all you can do. And as you grow on all these platforms, you're just going to lose control over it. So just do the best you can. Next question from Oliver R., who says, hey, D, have you ever tried to use dead cats to muffle wind noise when filming with a phone? Yes, I have. They work very well. Filming with an iPhone is super convenient, and the wind is a real problem. I would like to use a G7X, but I don't have it with me all the time. So I'd like to figure out a way to improve my audio on my phone without using a lav, again, for convenience sake. Okay, so I have a video coming in the future, near future probably, where I share some tips on audio. And one of them is a really simple fix. It's not perfect, but it helps quite a bit. So you can see, unfortunately, I can't zoom in on this, but you see this foam piece right here. Let me get out of the way. You see this foam piece right here? You can buy these for like $1 on Amazon. They cost like $1. You can buy them in a pack of 5 or a pack of 8 or a pack of 10. Buy one of these, and you can slide. So you got to figure out whichever microphone that you're using. You know, the microphones are in different places on your phone. Obviously, if you're using the one on top, you can't cover the lens with it. But if you're using the one in the bottom, and if you're using an app like Filmic Pro, you can also dictate which app or which microphone that you're going to use. You can take one of these, stretch it out, put it over the bottom of your phone, and it will protect that microphone. So you got to choose the correct mic, and then make sure you're not covering the lens, and it works wonders. I've also seen people take toilet paper and I've even seen people take like the mask that they're wearing and just cover that over the bottom of their phone, over the microphone too. So you need to know which microphone that you're using in your phone, and you can cover it up, and it can work wonders. Little tweaks. I took dead cats literally. Yeah, so this is a foam wind cover. A dead cat would be that. Sometimes you see microphones that looks furry. It looks like there's an animal on the microphone. They call that a dead cat. Hey Zane, how you doing, my man? Hope you're doing well. All right, let's see here. Next question. I think I just answered that one. And I apologize, there's noise going on. There's construction happening upstairs. YT Glitch says, how do I add ads to my channel? I'm not sure. You have 678 subs. How do I add ads to my channel? So maybe you're talking about being monetized for YouTube. So if you're trying to hit monetization status, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. Once you hit that inside of the Creator Studio, they're going to give you notification that you are eligible for monetization. You're going to have to apply to be monetized. They're going to look at your channel, and then either they're going to monetize you or deny you. Life with Mary asks the next question. How can I build a community and gain more subscribers and views? Okay, what I want you to do is forget about subscribers. I know everybody's chasing the subscriber number. And it's cool. Celebrate those milestones when you get them. High five yourself. Go treat yourself. Whatever. It's cool. But don't chase subscribers. What I want you to do is focus on helping people answer their questions, inspiring them, entertain them, right? Make videos that people want to watch. If you're making videos that people want to watch and they like to watch, you know, if you have a 5-minute video and they're watching 3 minutes of that video, 2.5 minutes of that video, right? Or 5 minutes of the video, the more they watch, the more they're going to be into what you're doing, the more subscribers are naturally going to come. So focus on making great videos, right? Put all your effort into learning everything you can about how to edit, how to be charismatic in front of the camera, how to present in front of a camera. There's a great YouTube channel called Charisma on Command. The whole channel teaches you how to be more charismatic in front of a camera, right? Go subscribe to that channel, watch their videos, and learn how to present in front of the camera, learn how to edit, learn how to tell a story, learn how to communicate better. You do that with a target audience in mind, right? Improve those skills here with a target audience in mind, and you make that connection, right? Good videos, target audience, marry those two together. You won't have to worry about subscribers. I promise you that. Now, views are going to come, right? Views are great, and you're going to get the views as long as you're making videos that people actually want to watch, you've got good titles, and you've got good thumbnails. Community is going to come. If people get into what you're doing, let's say, I don't know what type of content you're making. Okay, you're doing reaction videos and gaming videos. Hold on, I got something in my eye here. Reaction videos and gaming videos. You're going to have to be, okay, in terms of gaming, you're going to have to be either a great gamer, you're going to have to, or, right, it's going to be one of these things. You're going to have to be a great gamer, means you win the game, you dominate the game, you can beat people at the game. 2, teach people how to play the game. 3, be very charismatic or inspirational or entertaining with the game. Or 4, just bring something new to the table, some persona nobody's ever seen before. Gaming's tough. You got your work cut out for you, but you can definitely do it. But you need to do one of those things. In terms of reactions, people are just going to have to get into you as the creator, and that's going to take time. You're going to have to learn how to be charismatic and package your content in a way. Over time, once people get to know you, they get to like you, a community will slowly start to form around your content. Make sure you answer every comment that you can for as long as you can. You will lose control eventually, but engage with them, answer all their questions, help them. The Hawkhead asks the next question. Hey, Dio, I was wondering if I can have some advice. Yes, I work very hard on my thumbnails and my content. So does everybody else. And I put hashtags in my tags, but I'm not getting responses and views I want. What am I doing wrong and how do I fix that? Okay, the first thing you're doing wrong is you're thinking that hashtags and tags are going to make a difference. They are not. So of all of the things in terms of importance on YouTube, so you've got your title and the topic, right? What is your video about, right? Who are you trying to reach with that video, right? So it looks like you're doing some sort of a sports channel. I'm just going to look at your stuff here really quick. So you are a sports channel. It looks like you're doing sports recaps. So what you're going to have to do if you're wanting to get views, because right now it looks like you're just doing like a replay, right? 2016 Week 10 Seattle Seahawks versus whatever. It looks like you're replaying the games. First of all, you're probably going to end up getting copyright claims because you don't have the rights to use these games. So be prepared for copyright claims, maybe even copyright strikes on your channel. Second thing, you're going to have to think of an angle here. Like, why would somebody watch your videos instead of watching any other channel that's doing the exact same thing? So you're going to have to think about it. Think of an edge. You got to do something different. Maybe instead of putting the whole game on here, because you're putting the whole games, maybe do highlights. Just do the best highlights of the games instead. And I know you said you're working really hard on your thumbnails, but I think you might want to work a little bit harder on the thumbnails, do some more practicing, because a lot of the thumbnails, you're just taking screen grabs of the games. And I think you can definitely elevate that and get better at that. But maybe think of highlights, or maybe think of particular highlights, like the hardest hits of the game, right? You're asking people to give 2 hours of their time, an hour, 45 minutes of their time. They're going to have to really want to see that game to watch that. But if you give them the hardest hits, right? Here's 2 minutes of the hardest hits of this game. You know, the hardest hits of Arizona versus whatever, right? Think of an angle, because right now it's just too broad and there's too much competition with what you're doing. I'm going to the chat here, see if I missed anything. Change my StreamYard here. Somebody is Rickrolling people. Fanatic J, I just want to say this. I appreciate the Rickroll. I really appreciate the Rickroll, but this is not that type of stream. I mean, I'm never going to give you up. I'm never going to let you down. You know, I'm never going to lie and desert you. Just letting you know. Tennis Pro, what's going on, man?
Super Chat.
Thank you so much, Tennis Pro Doc. He says, hey, D, glad I could catch you live to give you a super chat. Thank you for the super chat, man. Much appreciated. What do you think is the best camera for product review action shots? I'm working with an iPhone, but now my wife just gave me the green light for a DSLR mirrorless. Ooh, man, that's a wide open answer. Like, what's your budget? So the real money when you get into DSLRs and that sort of thing, lens, right? The lenses in the cameras, that can get really expensive. In terms of product reviews, okay, so let's back it up to the iPhone real quick. So you've got an iPhone, and anybody who's trying to do product shots or you're trying to do action or that, so let's just focus on action. Inside of your phone, you're going to have the ability, for most phones, you're going to have the ability to change the frame rate for your phone. For example, if you have, I think you said iPhone. Yeah, okay, so if you have an iPhone, for example, let me swap this around. Give me 1 second. So you can shoot in 1080p, you can shoot in 720p, you can shoot in 4K if it's a modern phone. I've got something that's itching my eye, and I apologize for rubbing my eye. So you can shoot in 4K even, and you can shoot in 24 frames per second. You can shoot in 30 frames per second. That's what people usually shoot in for talking head type content. I believe right now I'm streaming in 30 frames per second. What that means is within 1 second, there are 30 photographs, okay? Or if it's 24 frames per second, within that 1 second, there are 24 photographs that make up that 1 second. When you put them all together, it makes a moving picture, right? So any time somebody's talking about frames per second, that's really what they mean. There's 24 photographs in that 1 second, 30 photographs in that 1 second. Now, naturally, the more photographs the more images you can stuff into that 1 second, the better your image is gonna look if there's movement, right? So that's why you can get up to 60 frames per second. Now you've got 60 images stuffed into 1 second. You can also shoot 120, right? You can shoot up 120 frames per second. That's 120 images. Man, I apologize. Something is just killing my eye right now. I rubbed my eye and I scratched something on the inside. So you've got 120 frames per second. It's 120 images stuffed into 1 second. When you turn that into an entire video, you have really smooth footage. So action shots, bare minimum for an action shot would be 60 frames per second, because what that's going to allow you to do is get a lot of the action without a lot of blur, right? 60 frames per second is great. 120 frames per second is even better. You're not going to get that blur. And the cool thing is you can shoot it in 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second, and you can slow that down in your video editor, and it's going to give you that really slow motion footage. So since the last channel, or you're actually tennis, okay. So say you're shooting a tennis match and the ball's going back and forth. At 24 frames per second or 60 frames per second, or 24 or 30 frames per second, that ball is going to be blurry, right? If you just slow it down, there's going to be blur and it's just not going to look that great. The movement of the players is not going to look that great at 60 frames per second. You slow that down maybe 50%, you're going to be able to see the ball going, you're going to see the players moving. 120 frames per second, it's going to look even better. So you can shoot great content for action with your phone. Now, whatever you get, I know the Sony lines, I would go with a Canon or a Sony. In terms of which model, it's really going to depend on your budget, especially when it comes to the lens. But whatever you get, the same thing applies. You're going to want to shoot, because you're shooting tennis, right? You're going to want to shoot 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second if you're shooting sports. So that's the tip. In terms of action, if you want to go budget, you could get one of the new GoPros. GoPros are great for that sort of thing. But if you do want to go with a DSLR or mirrorless, who could I recommend you go see for that, for action? Trying to think who I know. Go follow some of the videography channels. Let me see here. I follow a ton of people. I'm trying to think who might be able to show you some actual examples on that. Well, like, for example, what I'm streaming with right now is the Sony ZV-1. It's around $800. I probably wouldn't recommend this for a main camera, but if you're looking for a hybrid where it's like, hey, I want to live stream and I want a camera to shoot with, that's the Sony ZV-1. But for what you're doing, I might recommend something else. So give me just a second here. Let me see if I can give you some channel names here. So there's a channel called Potato Jet. I'm gonna drop a link to his channel right here. Potato Jet, and I'm going to drop this into the chat. Here he goes. Potato Jet. He does all kinds of camera reviews. And what's going to happen is go subscribe to his channel. Look and ask him about recommendations in terms of bodies and lenses. But what's going to happen is once you start watching his channel, you subscribe, you're going to start getting other recommendations for people who are just like him. But in terms of great channels to look at for camera gear, he's probably one of the top guys that I go to. Sean Cannell is another one. I'm just gonna drop all these links in the chat. He has Think Media TV. They review a bunch of cameras over there as well. Let me see, who else do I watch? Give me 1 second here. I watch so many of these guys. Who else does great ones? So it's live streaming. There's another channel called Tech Gear Talk. I'm going to drop this into the chat right now. So those 3 channels will send you down the rabbit hole of trying to figure out the right camera. And like I said, the trick is going to be the lens, right? The body is, apples and oranges on this one in terms of, do you want Sony, do you want Canon? The color profiles are different in each, but since you're doing sports, I would definitely shoot it in 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second, but you're going to have to figure out the right lens for you. And that's not something that I can probably walk you through here. I would go follow one of those dudes and they can definitely help you out. But you can do it on an iPhone. You can do it on an iPhone. Fanatic J, is Filmora X worth it? If you're using Filmora, yeah, absolutely it's worth it. And if you are using Filmora, I would go subscribe to Daniel Battelle. Oh yeah, DSLR Shooter is another great channel. Caleb is a fantastic channel. He's been doing a lot more recently on lighting and audio and like actual studio setups, but he does have some great stuff on gear. One thing that I like for Potato Jet is he does a lot of like in the field type videos, walking through the pros and cons and that sort of thing. Yeah, Potato Jet's probably my main go-to, I would think, anytime I'm researching a camera. I think Potato Jet. And he's awesome personality, too. Great to watch. All right, we got a super chat here.
Super chat.
Hey, D, how can I stop my voice audio from distorting while filming with the Samsung S9? I bought an awesome Deity shotgun mic and it's still distorting. It's because it's too loud. You need to turn it down. I don't know if you're using just the native app inside of the Samsung phone. Get an app like get Filmic Pro or get Open Camera. Or does Open Camera have audio controls? I'm not sure if they got audio controls or not. It's been a while since I opened it. You need an app that gives you audio controls, meaning you can turn down the volume of the microphone. It's distorting because it's too loud. So I don't know what mic you have from Deity, but first look on the Deity mic to see if there's any knobs to turn down the volume. Second, you need an app that's going to allow you to actually control the audio signals. You don't want it red, right? Most audio signals are going to give you colors, some sort of green is good, yellow, you're getting too hot. That's a good place to be, but red is, you're going to distort. So that's the problem. It's too loud. So check out Moment Camera. It is free. I think 1080p is free. Don't know if they got audio controls, but I know Filmic Pro does. And if you do get Filmic Pro, spend some time on YouTube learning how to use it. It is the best video app out there for recording videos, but it also comes with the biggest learning curve, but it's totally worth it. Your problem is that your audio is coming in too hot. And yes, White Noise Studio, Gerald Undone for the nerds. Yeah. So if you guys want to completely nerd out in terms of just knowing every detailed spec of a camera that's humanly possible, that channel is just, he goes down the rabbit hole. Fantastic channel. Hey, Pete, how you doing, man? Justin Brown. Yeah, Justin does some good camera stuff. Justin's not my I hope Justin's in here when I say this. Justin is not my go-to guy for actual cameras, but in terms of like everything else, like, learning about the newest, apps or the latest this or the latest that, Justin's my dude for that. But in terms of actual cameras themselves, I don't go to Justin for that. but I love Justin. Justin, if you're in here, I hope you heard that, man. You need to up your camera videos, my friend. All right, let's see. I think I missed a super chat. I'm going back here. I think I missed a super chat. Hey, Pixapia, how's it going?
Super chat.
Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Much appreciated. I'm going to grab this one real quick. How do you stream on a mobile? It depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to stream gameplay, I recommend Prism Live Studio and use their screen share feature, or use Streamlabs mobile app. If you're trying to do talking head content like this, I recommend you can either use StreamYard, which is this. It's browser based, so you can use something like Safari or Chrome, depending on which browser or which phone you have. And it's all browser based, and it's super easy. I got a video showing you how to do it. Or you can use an app. I also recommend Prism Live Studio for that. Next question here. It's Iconic, I believe is your name. How are you? I'm doing great, man. How are you? Thanks for asking. Hope you're doing well on the eve of Turkey Day. Next question from Adikam Sinhalen. I know I just crushed your name there. Apologies. Question is, I know how to record my phone screen. I want to know how to put phone screen picture and edit an Android phone so I can do app reviews. Okay, so I have a video showing you how to put your phone screen on your video. I use an app called Video Leap. I want to show you how to do it. However, the same thing applies if you use KineMaster or PowerDirect or whatever you're using. The same principle applies. You just need to make sure you're using an app that allows you to build up in layers. So, for example, your first layer is your talking head content, like just like this, your talking head video. You add a second layer, and then you put your phone screen on it, and you move it into the screen, and you put it off to the side. Then the third layer, you can put an actual PNG image of your actual phone so it frames it in. If you want to go that far, or you could just enlarge the size of the phone so it just goes top to bottom, and you don't need an actual frame for it. But go watch that video so you understand the basics of how it works. Then you can apply the technique to any app that allows multiple layers inside of the editing app. Next question, Asylum Tube says, hey D, how to create consistent content when you run out of ideas? You're never going to run out of ideas if you do this one thing. And let me show you how to do that. Did I just miss a super chat? What did I miss here? I did. I missed a super chat.
Super chat.
Sweeney Dunson, thank you, my man. Says I almost melted. What? I just lost it here. It just dropped down. Something about you almost melted. I don't know. I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you didn't melt. Hold on. I'm going through the chat right here, see if I missed anything. Let's see. Hold on. It's more important in how you use the camera rather than what camera you buy. Skill. Yeah. I mean, that's true to a degree. Like, for example, Howard was talking about, you can shoot sports with your phone, but the iPhone is, and don't get me wrong, you could build an entire business and a successful YouTube channel shooting those videos on your phone if you know how to do it. But there are some situations where you might want to get a DSLR. For example, maybe you want that blurry background, that bokeh or bokeh, however you pronounce it. Like, you're not really going to get that on your phone like you would with the DSLR camera. You can get it a little bit with your phone, but you can get some really nice looking stuff with the right camera. So yeah, you don't need it. But there are uses for that sort of thing. For example, I bought this Sony ZV-1, for example, because I was, my live streaming setup, I was using my iPhone as a camera while I was traveling here, but it was overheating. I don't know. It didn't overheat. Then I had an iOS update, and then it started overheating. So, and it just kept doing it, and it kept shutting off. So, like, you know what? I don't have time for this. So I ended up buying the Sony ZV-1. Let's see here. See if I missed any questions. All right, I got that one. Hey, 30-day reviews. What's going on, dude? So I just saw your TikTok, Justin. So I just saw your TikTok earlier today, and you were shaving your head. right? You're shaving your head and you had like this bent shaver. And I was going to ask you, I've never seen that before. And then you went on to talk about like they make products for your bald head after you shave. They make stuff specifically for your head. I don't know if you got videos on that stuff or not, but I found that interesting. I didn't know that. I shaved my head. I didn't know they made razors specifically to shave your head, that front and back thing. And I didn't know they make gels and lotions specifically for head. So yeah, thanks for that, man. Glue Guns N' Roses, how you doing? Nice to see you. Says, I have a camera, but I haven't filmed with it yet. I still don't feel comfortable using it. Get in there. Best thing you can do is go to YouTube and just Google how to use this camera and just follow that tutorial and then go for it. We need a bald dude channel. We do. And that's all it's called, bald dudes. Bald dudes. But we've got to be very careful with that, though, to make sure people don't think we're some sort of a crazy, some crazy group or something. By the way, the 120p does not look good on you, sir. Huh? The 120p. What? What are you talking about, man? The 120p. I need to know what you're talking about there. The 120p. Are you talking about frames per second, 120 frames per second? All right. These guys aren't even asking questions, but then you answer them. I ask a question 3 times and you ignore me. Nah, man, I'm out. Hey, guess what? There's a form down in the description. It's closed now, and that's where people are actually asking their questions. So, you know, if you want to get butt hurt and leave the chat, there's the door. Get off my lawn. All right, next question. I was answering a question from Asylum Tube, who says how to create consistent content when you run out of ideas. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen here. I'm going to share my screen and show you the best way to come up with ideas. First, I'm going to remove this background. Then I'm going to share my screen. All right, so the easiest way to come up with ideas is this. Just go into YouTube. Let's say, I'm just going to use iPhone because, you know, a mobile stuff. So if I want to learn how to do something on an iPhone, so I can just say, I just type in iPhone. Oops, iPhone. That doesn't work. Just type in iPhone, and you're going to start to see a drop down. Okay, now this is obviously really wide open, doesn't say anything. But let's just say iPhone tips. Okay, now we got some changes. iPhone tips and tricks, iPhone tips and tricks 2020, iPhone tips and tricks iOS 14, iPhone tips for seniors and beginners, right? We get into language, iPhone tips for beginners, iPhone tips for Android users, step 1, buy an iPhone, right? So all these are things that people are searching for. So you can, the longer you type this out, the more the search is going to change. So let's just do iPhone tips for, and it changes a little bit more. So how to use iPhone, and these start to change again. How to use the iPhone 12, how to use the iPhone 12 Pro Max camera, right? So take keywords, keyword phrases that are relevant to your niche, go to the search bar here and just start typing them in. And the same thing works for Google, and you can see what people are actually searching for. You have endless ideas. You just have to learn how to search for them. Another thing you can do is go to channels that are relevant to your niche. People who are way bigger than you, go down to their comment section and look at what people are saying. Look at the questions. Look at when people are saying, hey, you should make a video about this, right? Go fishing through their comment section, and you can get tons of video ideas there too. Next question from Phineas Tempest, who says, how can you make an end screen with other videos to click on press to subscribe? Okay, so I have a video showing you how to do this. However, YouTube updated everything. So what's going to happen over the next couple of months on my channel is I have to redo all of my videos, from how to add your profile picture, how to add your channel banner, how to do an end screen, how to add cards. I have to remake all of these videos because YouTube changed everything. So make sure you're subscribed because those videos are coming. 2021, I've got all these videos are updated, and I'm going to show you how to do the end screen, how to do cards, how to optimize your channel, how to change your channel banner, how to do all of that good stuff. It's coming really soon. Next question from Dynamine. Dinomine says, what's the best gaming video editor for Android? Okay, so best video editor depends on the best video editor for your needs and the best video editor that your phone will actually play. I would start with KineMaster. I would look at Power Director. I would look at VN. I would look at VLLO. I would look at Filmora Go. I would look at all of these, download them all, download the free versions, and see which ones actually work the best with your phone, which ones do not lag, which ones make the most sense in terms of how it's set up, the user interface. And then, what are your needs? Do you need green screen? Do you need the chroma key? If so, then that's going to limit the amount of apps that you download. So you need to know what your needs are as a video editor. As a gamer, you're probably going to use picture-in-picture or some sort of a green screen. So maybe I would look at KineMaster, Power Director. I believe VN and VLLO now have green screen. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I would look at those. Next question is Elevate Your Energy. It says, how does one niche down to one topic when there's more than one unique to you? For example, tarots, astrology, magic, vlog, self-development, videography. I'm finding it so hard when I'm not in the box, when I'm not an in the box person myself, and I still want to grow a successful YouTube channel. Okay, show of hands. Hey, somebody's tooting the horn. Show of hands. I'll put this on right here. Sorry about that. Butterfingers, it happens. Butterfingers, I love it. Hey, Roger, how you doing, man? Roger, I went earlier today. I have a few more minutes on this room, and I figured I would go live and answer some questions before they kick me out here. So how many people, just say yes if you are somebody who has a ton of different things that you're interested in. We actually talked about this briefly in this stream with Roger that we had on the TubeBuddy channel a little bit earlier today. If you have lots of things that you're interested in, raise your hand. I'll tell you what I'm interested in. I'm a musician, right? I'm a bass player. I love bass. I'm a Star Wars fan. I love building cosplay costumes, specifically sci-fi and Star Wars costumes, right? I love music of all kind. I love everything from country, like old school country music. I love reggae. I love hip hop. I love jazz. I love heavy metal. I love music. I love tinkering with my phone. I love apps. I love problem solving. I love making stuff. I like building things with my hands. I love working with wood. I have all of these different things that I'm interested in. I love crafts. I love so many different things, but I can't make a channel about them all. So to answer your question, how do you focus on one thing? You focus on the thing that gets you the most excited. Of all the things that you listed, there's probably one thing in there that gets you the most excited. Using Roger as an example, where did Roger just go? Where did you go, Roger? Hey, Narfield, how you going? Freedom Stacker, how you doing? Stacy Morgan, how you doing? There's a lot of yeses in here. I think Roger left. Where'd he go? This guy right here. So, he's been plumbing. Roger's a plumber, right? Over 200,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's absolutely crushing it. He's a plumber. He's been a plumber for over 40 years. I'm sure Roger has a ton of hobbies and a ton of interests, but he's very knowledgeable about plumbing. So he could talk about plumbing forever. You could sit down and talk about plumbing with Roger, and he doesn't have to have any preparation. He doesn't have to think about it. He knows plumbing, and he doesn't have to give it any thought. He can talk about plumbing all day long. So of those things that you mentioned when you asked your question, which one of those things excite you the most? Which one of those things, could I hand you a microphone right now? If we were at an event and I said, hey, what is your actual channel name here? Elevate Your Energy. Elevate Your Energy. Hey, we just had somebody cancel. I need a 45-minute presentation. I want you to do it. Here's the microphone. I don't care what you talk about, but you need to go up there in 5 minutes and carry this conversation for 45 minutes. What would be the thing that you talk about during that time? Whatever that thing is, where you don't have to give any preparation, that's the thing that you do on YouTube. right? You know about it, you're excited about it, you're passionate about it, you can talk about it forever with zero preparation. That's the thing you pick. Can you make money with it? Eventually, you're going to have to figure out ways to do it. But that's what you go all in on, that thing. I'm still getting even more interested. Right on. You can't serve two masters. Each channel needs to be focused on one niche. Yeah, absolutely. Nick knows quilting. Yeah, Nick does know quilting, but guess what? He doesn't have a quilting channel. He doesn't put quilting videos in his main videos. He sticks to YouTube. Now, okay, now here's the thing about this. I love tinkering with my phone. I love helping people. I love teaching people. I love figuring these apps out, and I love that. This isn't my number one passion, right? Now, this kind of goes against what I just said. This isn't my number one passion. However, I can talk about this with no preparation whatsoever, right? I chose this because of all the things that if I had to pick a channel about anything, it would either, if you're like, hey, just passion only, what would you choose? It would either be music, something to do with music, or something to do with travel, or something to do with Star Wars, or I have this other weird little quirky passion of home security. I don't know why, but I'm fascinated with not just home security, but home security and travel security, like the best bags that you can't cut. I had this weird obsession with that weird thing. So it would be one of those things. And the phone stuff is pretty far down the list, but I chose it for a couple of reasons. One, it was a good fit to work in tandem with what my brother was already doing and what the connections that I already made on YouTube, what they were doing. I'm like, okay, well, they're all YouTube educators, right? Brian G. Johnson, my brother Nick Nimmin, Daryl Eves, they're all YouTube educators. What can I do to kind of fit in there? Well, I can teach people how to do YouTube on their phone. I can teach people how to live stream with their phone. That fits in, it plugs right into that community already, but it just tackles, answers the question of how to do it on your phone. And I looked at it from a financial standpoint. It says, could I make a living doing that? And I see all these other people who are making a living teaching people how to do it on a desktop. I'm like, all right, I could definitely make a living doing, teaching people how to do it on a phone. And it took about a year to grow it to the point where I actually could make a living at it. And now, 2.5 years later, I still have my other forms of income, but I could, now it's very lucrative now. So I'm not the most passionate about this, but I am passionate about it. And I had to choose because I wouldn't be able to make money on a Star Wars channel unless it was just Patreon. Maybe I could make some money on like the security stuff. Music's tough, man. Music's a tough racket. I probably couldn't make that much money on that. So I had to think about it. Those are the choices I had to make. So I had to think about what am I passionate about? What can I talk about for hours without preparation? And then which one of those can I make money at the same time? So that's how I came up with this. I agree, and I think DIY is a great niche. Yeah, absolutely. I think DIY is a fantastic niche. If money and growth is objective, stick in one niche and narrow down to enjoy, make another channel, make the videos you like, and forget the growth. Yeah, that's the thing, man. If you want to do YouTube for fun or just have a catalog of videos for your family or something like that, forget everything I've ever said. Just have fun. Don't worry about anything else. But if you want to make this a career, you absolutely can. You can absolutely make this a career. You can make a lot of money. You can make a lot of, and Roger Wakefield, I know if you're still in here, and he can back me up on this. When you get to a certain level and you understand how this works, you understand how to work with companies, you can make a lot of money doing this. But to do that, you do need to be focused. You do need to make sure your channel is a destination for something. And I'll ask everybody in the chat right now, what do you want to be known for on YouTube? What do you want people to know you for? Like when they think your name, like when you think Roger Wakefield, if you don't know Roger, you'll know him eventually. Roger Wakefield is known as the expert plumber. I'm the guy known for helping people make content on their phone, helping mobile YouTubers. What do you want to be known for? Type it in the chat right now. Let me know what you want to be known for. Let me know what you want to be known for. And then make your channel a destination for that. For example, I want to be known as the guy who helps mobile YouTubers, right? That's what my channel is about. So when I'm trying to figure out what my next video is going to be, I have to think about, will this video help mobile YouTubers? If the answer is no, it doesn't go on my channel. If it does help them in some way, then I put it on the channel. Power carving wood, boom. Gaming. But what about gaming, right? Be more specific than that. Gaming is like, do you want to be the best gamer? Do you want to be the most energetic gamer? Do you want to be the gamer that's the most paid? Do you want to be the most famous gamer? Do you want to be the best gamer? And like, what is it about gaming? Like, the more you can completely just dial in what it is that you want to be known for, then it's easier to actually go after that, because it's gaming. What about gaming? You could go a million different directions with a gaming channel. Pete John's coming in with the 10 Australian dollar super chat.
Super chat.
Thank you so much, man. Breakfast with D here in Australia. I now insist this is a daily thing. PS Super Chat on the iOS app isn't working. Had to race to the desktop for some funk. Thank you, man. Hope you enjoy your breakfast. Hey, listen, so whenever we do get internet in our new place, we signed a lease for like 6 months. We're going to be in there for a while. I don't know how time-wise, if you guys would rather me go live earlier or go live later. It's a balance for me, because one, I have to make sure there's not a lot of noise, because there's tons of noise in Mexico, more so than any other country I think I've lived in. And number two, I have an audience that's really spread out. Only maybe 38% of my viewers are in the US, maybe 10% are in Canada. The rest, they're in India, Malaysia, Philippines, Bangladesh, Australia, Singapore, places like that. So I have to find a way that, I can balance it out. Some mighty fine funk. That was a little bluesy hit. That was a little blues groove, if you will. But we can also do this one. Little Wild Cherry funk. Remember them? So got Wild Cherry vibes on
it. Super chat.
Oh, I love it. John says, hey, do you use the Stream Deck or some other device to bring in the music? Okay, so right now, all right, guys, listen. If you go over to my Twitter account, let me put this on here. Hold on, brand Twitter. So, oopsie, I can't see. I got to remove this. Hold on, brand Twitter. Okay, so here's my Twitter handle, @DNiman. I posted a picture of my exact streaming setup today. You see the laptop I'm using, which is a Dell XPS 15. You see that I'm using the Rodecaster mixing board and soundboard. You see the camera that I'm using, which is a Sony ZV-1, which I replaced my iPhone for because it was overheating. And you see the micro. You see everything that I'm using today. I've just got a single light source. And that's it. I posted a picture on Twitter. So what you want to do is find the tweet. I'll find it for you. How about them apples? Let's go to Twitter. Let's go to Twitter. Go to my profile. Let me find it. Okay, so what you want to do, if you're wondering about what I'm using right now, if you care, let's share screen, Chrome, Twitter. What you want to do is, you know what? I'll find it right here. So here I show how I actually had to get down to where I'm at. So I'm in this little, look at this. I'm in this tiny little room right here, right now. I don't know if you can see it. That's it. It's a tiny little closet of a room right there with a little window right there. That's it. It's literally like a dungeon. So here's what I'm using. This is my setup right now. So, and I'll just make sure I'm sharing this correctly, and then I will, hold on here. Yep, there it is. So this is the Rodecaster. That's how I'm using that. So my microphone is running into that, and everything is running out of there into a computer. Now, you don't have to have this. You can use, let me stop sharing this. You can use, if you're an iOS user, they have a great app called Boss Jock Jr. Boss Jock Jr. is free, and you can put the same thing that I'm doing here. You can put sounds, you can put music in there, you can connect that to your computer, and you can just trigger it. It's just a touchpad, and it's free, and you can play music out of it. It's called Boss Jock Jr. Let's see. Stacy says, I want to be the most creative YouTuber that makes custom play buttons, all styles of awards. I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm into coffee and breakfast with D. That'd be great, man. Breakfast with D. Amsterdam, right on, man. Let's see. Hey, D, let's go on StreamYard. Hey, D, great stream tonight using StreamYard. Would love your thoughts. Oh, got a stream tonight using StreamYard. Would love your thoughts. Okay, obviously I haven't seen your stream, but if you're using StreamYard is like, the reason so many people are moving over to StreamYard is because it just works, right? It's browser-based, so you don't have to worry about crashes. I mean, every now and then something goes wrong, but you don't have to worry about updates or something. It just works. You open up the browser and you hit go, and it works. All right, did I get everything here? All right, let me go back here. Go back down. The high-tech dungeon. Yeah, the funny thing is, and I think I replied to Daniel Battelle here. Hold on. You guys are going to laugh. Give me 1 second here. So Daniel Battelle replied. Let me see if I can find it. So I'm going to share my screen again here. You're going to laugh about that because you said the high-tech dungeon. Look at the name of the Wi-Fi here. This is hilarious. I took a picture and I put it up here. The name of the Wi-Fi here is actually called Brand Dungeon. Look at that dungeon. So I'm literally like in a dungeon. That's my day. How's your day going? Oh, man. StreamYard for the win, easiest live streaming solution. Yeah, it really is. So, in terms of live streaming on a desktop, obviously you can't get super fancy with it, but in terms of the ease of use, if you're new to live streaming and you have a desktop or a phone or a tablet and you're just like, look, I don't want any hassle. I just want the thing to work. StreamYard is what you want to use. If you want to use an app, I recommend Prism Live Studio for the app. You're going to ask how to stream on an iPad. Okay, you can use StreamYard for that too, StreamYard.com. You can use this stream exactly the way I'm using it right now. It is browser-based on an iPad. I believe you do have to use the Safari browser to make it work. Or you can use Prism Live Studio that works on an iPad as well. I've got some iPad videos that are going to be coming on my channel. Like 2021, I'm going to start adding iPad stuff to the channel, which is coming up really soon. So those of you who do have an iPad, I got you covered. I'm going to show you how to do all this stuff on an iPad. Look at this, Zach Talks Tech in the house.
Super Chat.
The $5 Canadian Super Chat. StreamYard is legit, super easy to use, and you can manipulate it with the right tools and clever thinking. It can be quite interactive. Hey, man, per our conversation the other day, let me know if that worked out for you or if that connection has been made yet. I'm curious what's going on there. All righty. Yay on the iPad things. Yay on the iPad things. Yeah, I've had an iPad forever. Man, I've been thinking, okay, I'm going to do iPad videos. And the funny thing is, I had a lot of people tell me, a lot of people who people who give advice can sometimes not be, right. And a lot of people said, no, don't add iPad stuff to your channel. Don't do it. Don't add iPad stuff to your channel. And I listened foolishly. And over time, I'm just like, you know what, man, a lot of people on my channel are using iPads. A lot of people are asking questions how to do it on an iPad. So damn it, I'm going to be adding iPads. Good afternoon, Andrew. How you doing, man? Did you see the new VLLO update? I've updated to the latest one, but I have not opened it yet. I don't know what's in there. I'll have to check it out. I use Prism Live Studio for my recordings. It's amazing. Dee introduced me to it. Right on, man. I'm glad it worked out. I'll let you know. Okay, cool, man. How do I generate ideas for videos? Watch this playback. I show you how to use YouTube. Watch how to use their search feature to come up with endless video ideas. So you're going to have to, maybe this might have happened 20 minutes ago or something like that. Add iPad. 80% is cross-compatible with iPhone anyway. Yep, there you go. There you go. Speaking of community posts, I did one the other day and it showed up in the recommendation feed of non-subscribers. Yeah, that's the thing. If you've got community feed, if you have stories, if you have shorts, you have any of those features, YouTube will show those to people who are not subscribers. Here, guys, I can't stress this enough. If YouTube gives you a feature, if you unlock a feature, use that feature. Right? If you want to grow, use that feature. They give us those features for a reason. Shorts is the new thing right now. They're putting a lot of weight on shorts. Some people are seeing explosive growth with shorts. So use the features that YouTube gives us. I'm glad you were able to stream today. I'm glad I was able to stream today too. And I actually have to go. So on that note, thank you everyone who dropped a super chat. Moderators, thanks for holding it down. Thanks to everyone who hung out during this unannounced live stream. I didn't think I was actually going to go live today. Thank you, StreamYard, for sponsoring today's show. Thank you, TubeBuddy, for sponsoring today's show. And guys, listen, so my situation is I'm in a new condo. I don't have internet. We're having trouble getting internet installed because of the new COVID restrictions. They're not sending teams out like they were. So we're kind of on a really huge waiting list. So my live streams and member live streams, until we get internet put in, they're going to be very sporadic. Maybe I can get this location again. I'm going to do the best I can. In the meantime, happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the U.S. Happy Turkey Day, gobble, gobble. And to everyone else in the world, stay safe. Coronavirus, oh my goodness, it doesn't matter if you believe in it or not. There's a lot of chaos out there. Please stay safe, everybody. I want to make sure that we can all gather around next time and we didn't lose anybody in the community. So stay safe, everyone, and I will catch you guys when I can catch you next time as soon as I get internet installed, or when I can come back and use the dungeon. See ya.